Hi everybody, and welcome to this next episode of Rock with Doc. In this channel, we have been talking about the stories or what went behind the scenes of certain iconic rock numbers, which included Comfortably Numb, Hotel California, Smoke on the Water, etc. And in this episode, I'm going to talk about one of my all-time favorite songs, my all-time favorite band. The song is none other than Shine On You Crazy Diamond, Part 1 to 5 by Pink Floyd. Shine On You Crazy Diamond is actually a tribute by the band to one of the founder members, Syd Barrett, who along with Roger Waters was a driving force of this band in the initial phase. The early part of this band saw a lot of experimentation in the albums Piper at the Gates of Dawn and Saucer Full of Secrets. And it was during this time that Syd Barrett plunged deep into the path of LSD and hallucinogens, which not only affected his mental health but also the reputation of the band. Unfortunately, this erratic behavior of Syd Barrett made the rest of the band slowly ease him out of the band, and they brought in David Gilmour. There was a small rejig in the band once David Gilmour was brought in. He, or rather David Gilmour, assumed the role of the musician, and Roger Waters donned the hat of the chief lyricist, and the rest is history. The release of the album Medal in the year 1971 changed the perception of the band from a truly imaginative, psychedelic band to what was then termed as progressive rock band, with songs like Fearless and Echoes striking a pattern of songs for the rest of the albums to follow. Then came the big hit, which is Dark Side of the Moon in the year 1973, which in fact catapulted Pink Floyd into superstardom, with this album being a massive hit in sales. Following this, they were an emotionally and a physically drained band, and after enjoying the success of Dark Side of the Moon, there was a lot of pressure in coming up with a similar style of albums, which was when this album, Wish You Were Here, was envisaged. In 1973 December, Pink Floyd actually resumed work on an unfinished project of theirs called Household Objects, which they started way back in 1970, where the band actually tried to make music without using any conventional musical instruments, though unfortunately they aborted it by the end of the year.
Heaven from hell, blue skies from pain.
As I mentioned earlier, this song is a tribute to the founder member, Syd Barrett, and if you observe the name of the song carefully, this has Syd written in it. As I mentioned, the song initially has a composition from the aborted album Household Objects, with a sound made by running a finger around the edge of a wine glass which is filled with liquid. And then comes the iconic keyboard of Richard Wright, and of course the 4-note guitaring of Gilmour, which sets the tone for the rest of the song to follow. In an interview, Roger Waters claimed that David Gilmour's classic 4-note guitar motif summed up a sort of indefinable, inevitable melancholy about the disappearance of Syd. Let's get on to the song in more detail. We'll split the song into part 1 to 5, like how the song is, and get on to the song. So part 1, which is from the initial starting of the song, is up to 3 minutes 54 seconds. The section begins with the looped sound of wet fingers rubbing wine glass rims and slowly fades with the chords created with the synthesizers and the wine glasses, and then transforms into an extremely hypnotic tune with the keyboards of late Rick Wright synthesizer, followed by the starting the slow bluesy tone solo of David Gilmour. Part 2 starts from 3 minutes 54 seconds and lasts up to 6 minutes 27 seconds. This is where the classic 4-note guitaring of David Gilmour kicks in, which sets the tone and the mood of the song. There is a lot of emotion and melancholy in this initial incredible lead solo of David Gilmour, which actually takes you to a different universe altogether. After this 4-note guitaring of Gilmour, then comes in the mesmerizing percussion of Nick Mason. Following which, David Gilmour works on his guitar, spiraling us into a kaleidoscopic world and weaving us through various moods and emotions of the band about the founder member, Syd Barrett. Now comes part 3, which starts from 6 minutes 27 seconds and lasts up to 8 minutes 42 seconds. Well, this can actually be confused with a part 2 of the song, wherein Rick Wright plays another enthralling synthesizer solo. And there is a toned down drums by Nick Mason. And as usual, David Gilmour brings out his amazing lead solo guitaring. Part 4 starts from 8 minutes 42 seconds to 11 minutes 10 seconds. But this is where the lyrics come in this part of the song, with Roger singing.
Remember when you were young, you shone like the sun. Shine on, you crazy.
By this point, David is literally toying with his guitar like the renowned master he is known to be, while Nick Mason's percussion continuously builds up the tempo for the rest of the song. Well, if you ask me, the last part, or part 5, is one of my most favorite part of the song, which lasts from 11 minutes 10 seconds to 13 minutes 30 seconds. This is an incredible part of the song, featuring the features of flowing saxophone of Dick Perry, who, what David did with his guitar, takes us through his world of Syd Barrett. And finally fades into the next song, which is Welcome to the Machine. Well, this is in a nutshell the breakdown of this epic song in multitudes. Well, honestly speaking, each and every song of this album, which you hear, is an epic one by itself. Though in my opinion, this song, Shine on a Crazy Diamond 1 to 5, ranks right at the top by its sheer weight of emotion, the build-up of the tempo, and of course the phenomenal lyrics. Gilmour's stunning guitaring, Rick Wright's mesmerizing keyboards, Mason's percussion, the amazing lyrics, and of course the hypnotic saxophone of Dick Perry is simply mind-blowing, to say the least. And it's a real masterpiece of a song by this extremely amazing band. It's the most transcendental musical experience I have ever encountered in a song, to say the least. Pink Floyd have far too many great songs for any of them to be the greatest, but Shine on a Crazy Diamond is certainly one of the greatest songs and perhaps the last great band tune, as unfortunately it's the last one that Rick Wright, David Gilmour and Roger Waters wrote together, and the last one Rick Wright did any writing on until The Division Bell, which came 5 albums later in March 1994. Thanks for watching this show of mine. Please don't hesitate to like, share and subscribe. And as always, your comments are extremely important to me. And until next episode, this is your host Param signing off. Adios, cheers, goodbye.